Understand TT Rangi, the last to live up here was Matero and Rewanga. Okay, now this went through the courts. They went through courts 3 times, 14 years, and the Rongowhakaata were awarded this land. In terms of our people, I understand the first 2 to come here were 2 brothers who came here on the Tiwha Tiwha. And this is relayed by Wipere. One of them, Paraki, stayed with his family. The other one, Parata, took the Tiwha Tiwha back to Hawaii. 6 generations later, the Harota and its crew arrived. In terms of the 3 waka that came here, we know that it was the Tiwha Tiwha, the Harota, which was one of the main ones, and Ikaroa Rodu, captained by Maya. On Ikaroa Rodu came Hamotarangi and others who were with Maya, right? The mana then converged on one ancestor here in Gisborne, and this is very, very important. That ancestor was Ruapani. Tiwha Tiwha Te Po is a prophecy that was made in 1766 in Mahia, okay, by a tipuna there called Toiro Ikariki. Now, Toiro was a matikiti, and he predicted the coming of the Pākehā. And the interesting thing about it is he drew it in the sand at that particular time. The Pākehā's coming. He drew their clothes, their funny hats. He said that they were red and white beings. 3 years later, they sprung up here. And so Tiwha Tiwha Te Po, the prophecy is very, very important to us. And it goes, Tiwha Tiwha Te Po, ko te Pākere whā, kua riki rangi haere nei tēnei rā. And it means, dark, dark is the night, there's the Pākere whā and riki rangi to come. So for us, it's very prophetic because as a tribe, Rongowhakaata, we were forced to Narapa, the pā at the back of Gisborne here, where it changed our tribe forever. And I only say that because of the killings that were done up at Narapa. We had between 130, 150 men executed. And I'm telling, bring those prisoners here. And what they basically did was they made them take all their clothes off, line up along that cliff face, and then they shot them. Okay? Now, we haven't forgotten. When they left there, we understand that they marched 90 plus prisoners to town, and then they did a bit of slave trading in town. Slavery was illegal. You see? So, something for us to think about. I understand Rongowhakaata came about in the 1860s when the Crown here trying to steal our land, and they brought their soldiers here to try and kill us. So we had to work out a way of fending for ourselves, and that's when Rongowhakaata as an identity really appears in full public, because we had to bandy together as whānau and as clans to fight a common enemy. It didn't matter what side of the fence you were on, they were adamant about one thing, and I'm talking about the likes of Wipere, Ripara te Kahutia, Hirini te Kani, Rutene te Eke, Ihaka Nārenga Aue. Didn't matter who you were. They said one thing. There's only one whakapapa here, that's Ruapani, no one else. And we get into this block kaiti through the brother and sister Kahunoke and Te Nono Ikura. Mokopunas of Ruapani, no one else. Our ancestors followed migratory routes of whales and other species to get here, and it's a route that was laid down thousands of years ago. Okay, so as I said, Cook came ashore here. He dropped anchor at 4 o'clock. He was located a mile offshore at the mouth of the Tūranga River. Now, the Tūranga River here has changed. In the 1920s, they put the cut in. So they actually confiscated some of our land and put the cut in over there. And a lot of it was because the river was dredging up, filling up with silt. Cook landed down here. So where this log yard is where Cook came ashore. 4 o'clock on a Sunday, he came ashore. One of the interesting things we've been trying to find out as a people was where was Tupaia, the Tahitian navigator. Tupaia records state that he didn't come ashore the first day. Okay, and that's when Tamara was killed. So within the first half an hour to an hour of them landing, Tamara was shot. He was killed. Okay? As a result of that killing, the reverberation, as I said before, would have gone right around Oneroa to Manatuke. And you can see right over there in the distance where the log yards are, and beyond that, That's where Manatuki is. You can see the distance that they had to travel to get here. And they would have both walked and come through the Awapuni Lagoon, which is down there. Now, the Awapuni Lagoon was heavily populated at that particular time. There were 12 kāinga located around Awapuni Lagoon. On the first day they killed Te Maro, they went back up on board the Endeavour after looking at Te Maro for a little while. And when they were on board the Endeavour, they could hear all the Maori spinning out on the shoreline. I'd be spinning out too if someone shot my relation. So they could hear them talking very, very loudly, and no doubt, you know, you could only guess what our tipunas were saying. They probably would have been saying, who the hell are these beings? What did they do to Te Maro? What are we going to do? Okay. The next day they came back ashore at 8 o'clock. That's on Monday the 9th. They came back ashore again. Landed the same side. Then they saw some Maoris over that side where Waris is. So they got into speaking with them. They managed to convince some of them to come across. And then they gave them nails, beads, and tupper cloth, Tahitian tupper cloth, which they were quite pleased with, and they took it back across the river to show the others. As a result of that, the other 50 that were across the river with them started doing a haka. Green, who was the astronomer for the party at that particular time, had a short sword or a dagger on him. Te Rākau takes it off him. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, what do you think of this? Boom, you're dead. And that's basically what happened. He was celebrating having the weapon of Charles Green, the astronomer, and as a result of that, he ended up being a casualty. At that particular time, 4 of them were killed. Te Maro and 3 others. So we're up to a casualty list now of 5 people dead. 2 days. Cook and them became more and more concerned that this sort of thing was happening, that all they were really encountering around here was death. They made it their business to try and look for water here. They were after water. They couldn't find water. They went up the Tūranga River here for some distance, and they only encountered salt water. So obviously the things here were going from bad to worse for them. Okay. In the afternoon on the Tuesday, Cook and them decided, well, we've got no luck here, so we're going to paddle around. And what they did was they used their longboats to row around the bay. They tried to go in there because the Awapuni Lagoon came out there. They could see canoes and smokes all along there, so they wanted to check it out, but they couldn't go in there because the surf was too big. Okay? So that stopped them from landing at Paokahu. If they had landed there, they would have realised there's actually quite a big population of Maoris living here, but they never ever saw that. So as a result, they saw some canoes coming in from the bay, coming into shore, 2 of them, so they decided to go out and let's try and intercept them. As a result of that, more people were killed. Boys were kidnapped.